getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Nurov in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. Doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani, not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haight deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. Is now Pike going to have a go at Werrell? Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
On to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching. The Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
Standing out from the crowd is a challenge. You have the passion, courage, and ambition to do something extraordinary. You have an awesome story to tell and a wonderful vision to share with the world. At Eddie Videos, we take that vision and turn it into reality so you can be heard above the rest. You need something different, and we give you the ultimate advantage. We can help you transform your ideas, images, and clips into a professional video that brings your message to life and sets a new bar for excellence. Visuals, voiceovers, editing, animations, whatever you need, we've got it all. If you're a new business looking to make your mark or an experienced company searching for something new and amazing, we're here to help. Trust us to take your video to amazing levels of awesomeness.
Does he have it? Medeiros is going to get it. Medeiros is going to got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's up on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is the return of the UK Sim Racing. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be in the booth with Zach Sweeney once more for this season of absolutely epic racing. We open it up with round one from Twin Ring Motegi, 4.75 kilometers, 14 turns here of what could be some absolute epic racing. It's been an incredible 3 seasons before this. We are in season 4. It's been absolutely amazing. We've got 22 cars on the grid, new drivers, old drivers coming back. It's going to be a very exciting season. We can bring in Zach right away and have a quick chat with him. Zach, how are you, dear sir?
I'm doing good, and once again, yeah, really looking forward to rounding off the year with the UK SimRacers, which is weird to say. We have spent the vast majority of this year commentating on these guys, their MX5 season, all the way back in sort of March, and it's now sort of middle of September. By the time we finish this, it'll be, 3 months, so start of December sort of time, which is really strange to think about. But yeah, once again, looking forward to another season and hopefully some more action along the way.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be action. We know these guys bring the action every single week, and with new people joining as well, it's going to be even more exciting. It is season 4 here of this league. Season 4, Zach. It seems to have gone so fast this year. It's just been absolutely unbelievable. Let's have a look and bring you up the schedule. We are here at Twin Ring, then we go for round 2 to Alton Park. Round 3 will be the Red Bull Ring. Round 4 will be the new circuit of Willow Springs. Round 5 Bathurst. Round 6 Hockenheim. Round 7 Road America. Round 8, Phillip Island. Round 9, the Hungaro Ring. Round 10, Road Atlanta. Round 11, the newly scanned Zandvoort. And then round 12 will be Monza. That is what we're looking at schedule-wise. Well, we're into qualifying, that 15-minute of qualifying. 4 15-minute heats, top 9 reverse for race 2. And, well, as we know, in the championship last season, in the Commentators' Championship, it was the mighty James Parfitt took the win.
That wasn't.
We're going to have to go again here, young Zach. It's going to be an interesting one. I'll give you till about 5 minutes of quality to work out who you're going to pick for race 1. But it's going to be very, very exciting indeed.
It is. I would like to remind you that we did do a double or nothing right at the end. So that's wrong. I did win the Commentators' Championship. Anyway,
did you know?
We'll move on. I did.
Okay, did you win on points or did you win on a technicality? Or did you win on just me being nice at the end of the season?
Who won? Who won?
I'll give over.
Who won?
I did.
All right, it's fine, because Season 2 was a practice round, so it's fine. We got season 4, season 3, season 4 to
go
to actually base it on. Yeah, that's what we'll do. It's fine. It's fine. We'll start from now. It's all good. Also, get you guys involved as well, the viewers at home. We know a few of you did sort of partake in our little game, I suppose. So do make sure you are leaving your predictions down in the YouTube chat. Ria, nice to see you as well. Zach make a pick in 10 minutes. Not possible for him. It isn't. But it's fine, because we have got a lot of familiar faces. A couple of new people, of course, joining the fight, but the vast majority we have got our returning familiar, lovely faces here at the Twin Ring at Motegi. So yeah, should be a lot of fun, and I'll let you know who I'm going to pick in about 12 minutes time.
10 minutes. Let's not give you right till the end. Lee Nima, yo, Mick Barry, another night in the stands. Thanks, Oculus, as Mick's clearly his VR has gone. Lee went back to screens, Mick. It's probably a little bit easier for you. I would go back to screens as well, personally. I'm not a VR fan. It makes me just feel like I'm on a roller coaster ride and I'm going to be sick every 2 seconds. So I would go back to screens if I had something to go back to, and at the moment I don't even have a steering wheel, so that ain't going to happen. But we have got one change in the team. Steve Hefford is back in the Momo team. So Steve Hefford, the Momo boys, Pete Van Gaal, Steve Hefford and Jamie Ayres are back together. We've got the SOBs of Ewan Bramer, John Sylvester, Miles Owens. Tom Griffiths has gone back to Privateer, I believe. He is currently at the moment. Then we've got the likes of the Optical Greens, Opsal Reds, and then we've got new guy Ches Rizzo back in the league. Hopefully we'll see him driving around or doing some amazing things here. Fiona Siddons is joined the Work Guard by Result team as well. So we should also have Craig Jones, but he's not here at the moment. But Darryl Bennison's back. Arnold Chonyonye is back. And one returning that I'm going to be very interested to see how they get on in the hands. It's Alexander Longo. He is back. He's going to give Arnold Chonyonye a nice little battle. I'm not going to lie. Them two together are very, very speedy. So pay attention to these battles, because it's going to be very, very interesting in the hands. So welcome in, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm sure Ria's at work, tuning in for some MX5 action here. Zach, making most of her day, I guess.
That is true. Not going to complain. Obviously, it's nice to see all the regulars, and yeah, if you're bored at work, come watch MX5s. It's if you're able to quickly swap tabs as soon as your boss walks in, then by all means go for it. I know we've all been there trying to be sneaky on our phones or whatever at work, so yeah, go on, just come and watch, because you're definitely not going to be disappointed. Let's put it that way. We are always having a lot of fun, and if you are new, of course, the UkSimracers MX5, and you have got however many hours of free time, go back and watch the previous 2 seasons, because they've been absolutely amazing. Honestly, some of the best racing I've ever commentated on, and some of the most fun I've had whilst commentating it. So yeah, these guys, they know how to put on a show.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely do. As we can see, the Irishman of Ralph Cullinan going around in the background there. Not an ideal way of doing that, Ralph. I'm not going to lie. So, unfortunately, Ralph going around in a circle. You can see it's a long old lap here. It's about 2 minutes 11, give or take, of lap times. You can see a 2:11.9. So they're not going to have many laps in this 15 minutes. Is that in the qualifying? They're not going to have many in the 15-minute race either. We're going to be looking at maybe 7, just touching 8.
Yeah, it's a long lap here at the Twin Ring Motegi. Of course, it has got a couple of iterations. You've obviously got the IndyCar, the East Road, the West Road, and the Oval as well that's here at the Twin Ring Motegi. We, of course, are on the normal road course, the near 3 miles long, which is a long time in these MX5 cars, and it's quite a twisty way around as well. I mean, yeah, you can see that long back straight, but apart from that, you're not really spending a lot of time flat out. A lot of it, in typical Japanese style, is very twisty. So yeah, these guys, it's going to be a tough circuit for sure, but yeah, it's a long lap, and we're not going to be able to fit many in, which sort of does wind itself in. You might be thinking, oh, but they get the same amount of racing time anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference how many laps they've got. Yeah, but it kind of does, because when you think that maybe they've got 1, 2, 3 overtaking opportunities over the course of the lap, the less laps they've got, therefore the less overtaking opportunities they've got. Well, if you go to a circuit, say the Red Bull Ring, where you've got 3 overtaking opportunities packed into a 1.5-minute lap time, you're going to get more laps and therefore more overtaking opportunities. Here at the Twin Ring Motegi, you've got a longer lap with the same amount of overtaking opportunities, which kind of equates overall, if you get me, into less overtaking opportunities over the course of the race. So they do have to be quite mindful as to what they're doing, where they're making the moves, and also how effectively they can put a lap time in qualifying, especially, of course, for race 1.
Jamie has just gone on to pole 2:11.041. Owens in a 2:11.942. Bramer 2:11.976. Sylvester 2:12.297. Hefford, Griffiths and Chagnon, the leading AM. Cullinan still sat on the side of the circuit there. Colin Sampson, hopefully discharged in time for next week. Discharged? Where are you? Anywhere, I hope you're okay, because discharge normally means in hospital somewhere. And Ria's boss apparently doesn't care about her watching, so that's good. And welcome in, Ties. Much appreciated to you. Nice to see you too, Zach. It's nice you are glad I'm here, says Phil.
Oh, brilliant. Phil's back. Lovely. Cool. Yeah, season ruined. No, I'm joking.
Steady, boy, I tell you. You're pushing the boundaries with Phil. He'll be there in your little town, I'll tell you. Sitting on the beach with an hammer. Or something, I don't know, maybe not. But anyway, it's going to be an interesting one, this race as well, with 22 cars battling that round. I've seen racing here in the Clios. We did the short circuit for Twin Ring. We didn't do the full, because it would be ages in the Clios. So, and it did produce some great racing. Now, we talk about free overtake manoeuvres. I'm not entirely sure that's accurate. And the reason I say that is we have seen these guys perform overtakes on corners that it just shouldn't happen. Like, they shouldn't even go there. They should not be in that position. And they've managed it. And I still think that this could be anywhere. Anywhere on this circuit, I think we could see an overtake from these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I know I said obviously there could be, 1 or 2 or 3 overtaken opportunities over the course of the lap. That's, more conventional sort of thing. I mean, you've got turn 1 and 2, maybe. Turn 3 could be a good overtaken opportunity if you're late enough on the brakes. Your next best probably turn 5 because it's after a long straight. And then you've got the twisty bits, turn 10, turn 11, heavy braking zones, obviously after quite a long run spent flat out. But we it's easy to forget these guys are in these MX5s, right? I mean, it's not easy to forget. It's literally everywhere. But it's sort of easy to forget how raceable these MX5s are. Yeah. They're not your typical run-of-the-mill club. Well, they are your typical run-of-the-mill club car, but they're not your typical run-of-the-mill. Oh, you've got to be in a late braking zone after a long straight to make a move. These guys will do it anywhere and everywhere. If there's a gap and they can fill it, they'll go for an overtake.
Yeah, and generally they do make it through as well. It's always been very clean racing. 5.5 minutes left here, Zach. You've only got about 2 minutes before I'm going to be asking you for your choice. Don't forget, guys, if you want to get involved, just pick a driver as well. The rules are fairly straightforward. You cannot pick the same driver every single race. It has to be a different driver each race, okay? So if you let me know, for instance, if you was to write down your picks and DM me, then we can all put them into a championship and we could have a viewers commentators battle. That would be quite cool. And David Eslow, love you really. Well, do you? Do you really, after digging at me about last night's Clio? Which, mind you, it wasn't even me. I didn't even set the session up. That was Mr. Craig Jones. So you can go with Craig. Craig did it. There you go. Is young Sir Alan on track? He is in the session, but he's in the pits at the moment. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting indeed. Right, I'm going to have to write down some of these viewers' picks here. Ties has obviously gone for PVG because that's Mr. Uncle. Colin has gone for Miles Owens. Okay. Let me know your pick. If you are there as well, you can pick anyone out of this standings. Don't forget, you can't pick them more than once. Phil and Rhea both gone for Owens as well. Okay. Miles Owens getting a lot of love here tonight. I'm going to have to write these down because otherwise I'm in trouble. Why does my phone refuse to tag? I don't know. Right, Zachary, who are you going for?
Ooh, let's go with I'm just... Who's on the pace? Steve Hefford, actually. Yeah, I'm going with Steve Hefford. Caught my eye. He's back in Momo. He's ready to go.
All right, Steve Hefford there as well. Do you know what? The fact I want to go with Jamie Ayres, but I don't want to be accused of picking the man at the top, right? I just think Jamie's looking very strong at the moment. I also like Ewan Bramer. I think if Bramer could just sort out his consistency this year, he'll be right up there as well. But I think for the first one, I'm going to go with Jamie Ayres, I think, for that one. So we've got Tyson has got PVG. Colin Sampson has got Miles Owens. Rio has got Owens. Phil's got Owens. You've got Steve. I've got Jamie. David is going for Alan Toon. Really, David is? Okay.
Easy mistake to make.
Yeah, you've been there, Zach, haven't you? I think do you know what, right? I think we've started a thing here now as well, because I've got to input all of these scores. I'm just making more work for myself. I'm sure I am. But there we go. We're in that stage now, about 2.5 minutes to go, where it's all kind of settled down, Zach. We see this regularly on a weekly basis. They get their max times out, and now they're kind of just all sitting down chilling at the moment. Lee Deemer, Brian Holmes. Oh, okay. All right. So, Lee Deemer, Brian Holmes. I really am going to cause myself issues with this. Gary Walsh has gone for Owens. Cool, blimey. Right, you do realise, guys, as well, if you start this championship, you've got to be here till the end. So I do expect to see you every single week.
That's true.
You know,
£5 entry fee, payable to my bank as well.
No. Zach Sweeney, behave yourself. So you are going to have to be here every single week. If I wasn't at work, I'd do the sheet for you for this one. Oh, Rio, you're amazing. Maybe I'll DM you the details and you can put the sheets together. Excuse me. Right, 1 minute 23 here, Zach. That's everybody's in for race 1. Don't forget, race 2, you cannot pick the same person twice. All right, you cannot pick the same person twice. You have to make sure that you've got somebody different. That's for the viewers at home. To ties, you can't have PVG again. All right, I'm not quite sure where Arnaud Chagnonier is going. Is that in? He's in the pit lane. Okay, that was a very interesting pit entry. Brian Holmes for Yalili. There he is for Lee Deemer's pick. So this could be exciting here as well. Don't forget, we've got 4 races. So get 3 more out. We've got a top 9 reverse for race 2. Top 9 reverse. Get a piece of paper. Make sure you're writing down your picks. Otherwise, I could be in trouble. So there we go.
Fair enough.
Back to
me. Don't be making James' life difficult. He doesn't need the stress. He's got enough grey hairs.
This is also true.
Let's give him a break. Phil, let's not get young Zach to do it. I do have plenty to do. I've got a lot on my plate. All right, I'm a busy bee. All right, I don't need the added stress of putting up with all of your predictions. But I am. Go on.
No, you go. Go on. You finish having your discussion with Phil.
I was just. Well, it's not much of a discussion, and I do want it to end quite quickly because it's Phil. No, I'm joking. I feel horrible. I actually am a horrible person.
You need to wind it in, young Zach Sweeney. I'll tell you that much, because you've been, you know what I mean? You've been a little tired banana over the last week, and you've been right proper grumpy. But I'm going to do the grid while you go and, I don't know, chill out. Stick it
up. Have a nap.
Yeah, have a nap. Right, here we go. This is the grid for race 1. Jamie Ayres in pole, Steve Hefford 2nd, Pete Van Gaal in 3rd, Ewan Bramer 4th, Tom Griffiths 5th, John Sylvester 6th, Miles Owens 7th, Brian Holmes 8th. Then we got the hands of Arnaud Chagnonier and Roger Morton, Ches Rizzo in 11th, Martin Sampson down in 12th, Ralph Cullen 13th, Jason Haddington 14th, Steve Hansford 15th, Dale Bennison 16th, Charles Kellerman all the way down in 17th, Fiona Siddons in 18th, Darrell Wright 19th, Andy Littler 20th, Sir Alan Toon 21st, and Alexander Longo is the last man. Not quite sure if he's going to take the start, but we will see very, very shortly what is going to happen here for the opening round. Round 1, guys, round 1. here as well. We've got another 12 weeks of action after this one. It's going to be very, very exciting as Jamie Ayres, the Welsh Dragon, is on pole position. We've got the Englishman of Steve Hefford right next to him there as well. Then we've got the Dutch contingency of PVG and Ewan Bramer. And then we've got England and Arnaud Chagnon from France. And rounding out the top 10 is Roger Morton from the UK as well. So a stellar job. Multiple nations here. It's going to be interesting racing, I think, and one that's going to go off really, really quickly. That run down into turn one, Zach, very, very, very long. We'll discuss that in a minute because we are going to be up on underway. 3 lights, 4 lights. And round 1 of the UkSimracers MX5 at Twin Rings Season 4 is green, 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 and it is Jamie Ayres with Steve Hefford, Pete Van Gaal settling in 3rd place there once more. And you can see now the rush of cars behind that. PVG, Ewan Bramer, Tom Griffiths, there's a spinner at the back, that's Brian Holmes. Oh, Lee Deemer, Brian Holmes has gone round, he's done more pirouettes than a ballerina in Swan Lake. But Tom Griffith is trying to go up the inside of Miles Owens as they're going round turn 3 and 4 there, Zach. And unfortunately for Brian Holmes, not a great way to start race 1.
Nah, not at all the way you want to be starting your season, but things happen. It's racing. What's he going to do about it from now? He's still got 15 minutes of racing action in order to rectify that mistake and battle his way back through. Up at the front, though, it's pretty much exactly how it was. Apart from a couple of changes, Tom Griffiths able to tip Ewan Bramer for 4th place, but Jamie Ayres, Steve Hefford and PVG all flying the flag for Momo, looking very, very strong and are now able to, well, consolidate their place, of course, in this race. Of course, you can see Tom Griffiths back in his private actually no, still with Momo on the side.
I'll have to check that one. I know he's not in the Momo A, so maybe it's a Momo feeder, I'm not sure. I'll speak to Tom and see what the situation is on that one, I think, as well, young Zach.
I was confused actually, because Hefford's gone back to Momo and Griffiths originally replaced Hefford, so not entirely sure, because Griffiths usually was a privateer, and I recognised the blue as his little independent livery, but he's actually got Momo still written on the side. So maybe it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 for Momo, and then you've got Bramer, Owens and Sylvester 5, 6 and 7 for SOB. So continuing their rivalry, new season, same rivalry of course between these 7 drivers, and yeah, looking forward to it. But already you can see Jamie Ayres trying to control this race at the front, but Steve Hefford, I don't know if he's going to be wanting to play the team game. I mean, yes, the standings have been wiped clean in terms of the teams, but they've also been wiped clean in terms of the drivers as well.
Yeah, definitely. We've got Roger Morton trying to battle away for the lead of the AMS. We're on board with Morton now. That's Arnaud Chagnon, our main rival in front of us. We're coming down this start-finish straight. We've been going here for nearly over 2 minutes and a bit, and we've just finished lap 1 at 2 minutes 19, Zach. That goes to show what sort of lap times we're going to get here. They're going to be very, very long. We've got Sir Alan Toon, who's just been overtaken by Brian Holmes there as well. Sir Brian Holmes trying to come back through the field after his mistake on lap 1, turn 1, about now, where he ended up going around there as well. But Tom Griffiths under attack from Ewan Bramer here. Bramer trying to make it up into that top 4. Can he get past him for Tom Griffiths though? We've seen rivalries throughout the seasons. I've been at this now with the UkSimracers for about 18 months, and there's constant battles, constant all the time, and not always necessarily for the right reasons, because we have seen teammates take out teammates.
We have numerous times over the course of the season so far this year. You know, to be fair, it's actually the top 2, the ones you'd necessarily maybe least expect it from. Momo and SOB have had a couple of incidents where they have driven into each other a couple of times, but for the most part it's been kept relatively clean. However, it is the golden rule of motor racing: don't crash into your teammate. But also, when you're fighting in a championship with your teammates, you sort of get that Hamilton, Rosberg, Vettel, Webber sort of vibe, where it's like, yeah, they're my teammate, but they're also my rival. So where do you cross the line? Martin Sampson unable to keep it between the 2 white lines.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Sampson here, but he's kind of taken a plummet round I think it's just too many beans, it is, and unfortunately for Martin Sampson, around he's gone there in the optical red. We've still got this Jamie Ayres, Steve Hefford, Tom Griffiths, PVG battle. We've still got the AMs going at it as well. Roger Morton losing a bit of time to Arnold Chagnon. Jason Haddington's just about to go up the inside of Charles Kellerman around turn 11. He's going to be, unfortunately, on the outside for 12. Kellerman's going to hold it this time around. He is going to hold it, and Kellerman does make it through. And then of course we've got Cullinan having a battle with Ches Rizzo, and unfortunately for Jason Haddington, he's just gone round at the back as well on the exit of turn 14. So unfortunately for him, not an ideal scenario, that Zach. There's a lot of people with too many beans on the old loud pedal, I think.
Yeah, a couple of people. Of course, these MX5s are fairly nippy. Let's not discredit them at all. They probably still have a good 150 or brake horsepower, maybe even a little bit more than that. So they are nippy. Rear-wheel drive, of course, usually seen as sort of the entry-level sports car. And yeah, they will chew you up and spit you out if you let them, especially on corner exit and things where traction is minimal and obviously not going to be completely there on the grass. So probably steer clear of that if you can, and you might be able to point yourself in the right direction. But yeah, we discredit them because they're seen as the beginner car and things, but they're easy to drive, difficult to master, and part of that stage is actually learning the throttle control in such a drivable car.
Absolutely. Phil, in answer to your question, they are in different schemes, partly because it makes it easier for us to tell them apart. So Jamie Ayres is in the black, Steve Hefford's in the yellow, and Pete Van Gogh is in the white. So it makes it a little bit more straightforward for us to tell them apart. Now, Brian Holmes here from the Orion race team, trying to get on and past Fiona Siddons, is just about to make that move on the inside into turn 9. So Brian Holmes battled his way back. He's currently sitting in 13th. Great job from him. Nice to see Steve Hansford back in the car. Welcome back, Steve, as he's battling away with Sir Alan Toon, who is 6th in class, 17th overall. But Jamie Ayres, Steve Hefford battling away here. Personally, stay within reach of each other. I would sit there and open up the gap, Zach. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, well, easier said than done, obviously, but yeah, for the most part, you work together, build a gap, build a buffer, and feel sort of safe and comfortable. So yeah, it's not obviously going to be easy to do, but it would be an ideal situation if you can consolidate that result for the team, consolidate that result for yourselves, because look at how close all these drivers are. We've got the top 5 nose to tail, bit of a gap back to Sylvester and Owens, but for the most part some incredibly close driving. So if you do start to battle, you are going to have some issues and potentially finish lower down than you could have. So Alan Toon, too early apex, too much curb, and around he goes on the loud pedal.
Alan Toon, unfortunately, there with David Ayres. Sorry, sir. He has gone around. Steve Hansford going side by side, optical green and red. Sampson in the red, Hansford in the green. Oh, mine Sampson round turn 1. Turn 1 seems to be a bit of a problem for some of these people.
Yeah, for whatever reason, to be fair. Looking at it, it's a double apex right-hander, obviously straight into turn 2, so you are trying to sort of rotate the car in a weird way, because it's not often that you have sort of that double apex nature. So you're sort of trying to hit 1, open up 2, and then cut back again. So it is a really difficult corner, and you have to cut them a little bit of slack because, as I say, very difficult. You're trying to carry as much speed through. You're coming off the back of the long pit straight, under brakes, the car's all loaded up. It's easy to spin. So it's not necessarily that they're bad drivers for making a mistake, because no one's perfect. We've all been there, and anyone that has driven the twin wing Motegi will know that each and every single one of these corners here will try and chew you up and spit you out. So it's not necessarily saying, oh, he's made a mistake, how bad is he? Nah, it's more a case of, yeah, we've all been there, mate. We do sympathise with you just a little bit, and especially when the pressure's on and you've got such a high tension scenario, so easy for things to go wrong, especially with also that sort of obviously a lot of undulation here as well. You can see coming down into turn 11 how difficult of a braking zone this will be, so you can sort of put it together and say, yeah, to be fair, it is easy to make a mistake here.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think that's the thing. It is definitely easy. Andy Littler was one of them that has also made another mistake and dropped down to 7th overall. Sampson now with Littler. This should be Sampson's opportunity. Slot in, underneath you go, and there you go. Martin Sampson should get the job done down into turn 11. He's very close, mind you, for an overtake. I'm not going to lie. Martin Sampson there being, getting a little bit snuggly with Andy Littler. Can he hold it down into 11? He can. Job done for him. Jamie Ayres, Steve Hefford still fighting out at the front here as well with Momo 1, 2, 3, and then the SOB of E1 Bramer. All of you that picked Miles Owens, he is currently down in 7th place at the moment here as well. So unfortunately for Miles Owens, not an opening great race from him. I'm sure he'll be looking at bouncing back. Don't forget, top 9 reverse. So at the moment it's Roger Morton, Arnold Chonier will be your front row. So get your picks in, get them your thought processes going. Who's going to take it in race 2? Because that isn't going to be very far away. Don't forget, guys, as well, round and reverse for race 3. We will need to change sessions between race 3. 2 and 3, so we will be changing sessions between 2 and 3. Okay, so just to let you know as well, so be aware of that one. If you come back and there's a BRB screen up, don't worry, we will be back shortly after that. Now the new grass and gravel, okay, iRacing basically over the update, Zach, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, have basically added more depth to the grass and the gravel, so they actually slow you down now. They don't speed you up and put you into the wall at full pelt. They actually do slow you down. And I've seen it already this morning in another broadcast I did early, and literally I saw somebody go off and literally stop in the gravel, which I thought was probably a great improvement, to be honest, because people do moan about the grass in iRacing. It's like ice and the gravel just doesn't do anything, but they seem to have done a good job with this update.
Yeah, it's good. iRacing have definitely made a step in the right direction. The grass has always been a controversial topic in terms of iRacing. Obviously, last year with the Spa 24 and drivers going on it to cool down the tyres, and then they sort of said, you can't do that, mate. If you go on the grass, your tyres are going to overheat, and then it's just your complete passenger. There's a bit of a look there from the SOB car. Ewan Bramer actually trying to get himself involved. John Sylvester as well on the back of Tom Griffiths looking for a move. But yeah, and then it's like, well, if you touch the grass, you're a passenger and your race is over. You know, not that you should have a lot of control, but you should still have some control over your car. Not just a case of, wheels touch the grass, you've now got, you're basically driving a boat. As that is a move for the lead. Jamie Ayres with a big mistake as well. Contact in the background. PVG's gone round. Steve Hefford takes the lead. Absolutely insane as PVG now falls behind Arnold Chonier. Yeah,
PVG and Owens having coming together out of turn 4. And unfortunately for PVG, he has dropped down the order. Was that Miles Owens' fault, though? That's going to be the question. We can have another look and see if it did come from Owens. And was there room left there? Oh, if that is the case, Owens has come from a long old way. That is hopeful. That is hopeful. That's like a fisherman fishing with a stick and a piece of paper. I'll tell you that much for Miles Owens, thinking he was going to make that through. Ria's just said, I believe the hotfix changed the grass again. So what now? What have they done? They got it right in the first update. What have they done now? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm not sure, but what is sure is Jamie Ayres fighting Steve Hefford once again for the lead after his mistake. Griffiths as well in the mix. That's wide from Hefford, and that could allow Jamie Ayres to pick his way back through. We're into the final 2.5 minutes of this race as well. Jamie Ayres now side by side with Steve Hefford. The long run, downhill run, of course. You rise over the crest, then dip your way back down into the braking zone of turn 11. Who's going to be the one that comes out on top? Tom Griffiths as well, looking to come into the mix as well. Jamie Ayres on the inside. Steve Hefford trying to go the long way round. Great respect between the two teammates, but Ayres back into the race lead.
Yeah, Jamie Ayres out in front. This will be the final lap of the race. Barney is going to be waving, and waving he will. There he is down at the arc. You can just see the strongest right arm poking out from behind the fence. I do find that quite amusing. He is literally there. He is. They didn't even want to stick him in a tower at Twin Ring. They stuck him behind the fence, poor old Barney. But he is there, last lap of the race, lap 7. So let's see what happens. Can Hefford make his way through? Can Griffiths do a job? Or will Sylvester come forward and get all of them? Only this lap to go, Zach. What's going to happen?
Oh, well, we don't know. anything could happen between now and the checkered flag. Who's going to be the one to make the move? Who's going to be the one to bite the bullet and potentially make the send that no one else will? 5 cars, Ayres, Hefford, Griffith, Sylvester, Bramer round off the top 5, and that is the lead fight. The 2 SOB cars not quite been able to breach into the lead fight. You can see Tom Griffiths trying his best in order to get in front of the top 2 into the final 2/3 of a lap here at the Twin Ring Motegi for race number 1 of the new season of the UK SimRacers MX5 Championship. Jamie Ayres has done a brilliant job. Steve Hefford, he's going to need to find something if he wants to get this move done.
Yeah, he's going to struggle there as well. There's already picks coming in for round 2. Give me to the end of round 1, guys. Give me to the end of race 1 before you start putting them in, because they might get lost and then I won't see them. But at the moment, Jamie Ayres is out in front. He's dropping down into turn 9. Then we've got that long 90-degree left-hander that takes you back up again, and then you've got another full ball circle to come back on yourself once more. So let's see, can Jamie Ayres hold on? He has got 4 corners to go, including this one as well. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, I can't count, that's 5 as well. Can he hold on? No, this is the point. He's got to hold on down this straight.
He does. This is going to be the all-important bit, the last major overtaken opportunity. Jamie Ayres seems to have it covered. Steve Hefford not quite able to go for the move, which is looking very, very nice for Jamie Ayres going into the final stage of this race. He's got, 3 corners left to go. It's looking good unless he makes a mistake.
Yeah, Jamie Ayres now coming around the final corners. He's got the last corner to go. He hooks up the apex. Jamie Ayres, the Welsh Dragon. He breathes fire out of his MX5. He's going to come over the line. He's going to take it. The first race of the new season. And it's Jamie Ayres on the board. What about Arnold Chagnon and Roger Morton? Morton's trying to follow him across the track. It is Chagnon taking the victory. What about Ralph Cullinan and Darren Benison? Both of them look like they've been in the war here. Benison gets it a little bit wrong. Is Cullinan going to be able to try to make the move down the straight? Let's have a look. Benison's hard on the brakes here. Cullinan's going to go, and I think he's going to end up staying where he is. It's a bit of a run down to the line. Benison still managing to hold on, and he does hold on from the Irishman there as well. So great driving from Dale Benison. So we've got Ayres, Hefford and Griffiths in the pros. And then in the AMs, we've got Chagnon, Morton, and Dale Benison rounds out the podium. Right. Race 2. I'm doing so much writing today, I'm going to need an ink subscription. Right, Ria, where you at? I'm sure you said a name, didn't you? Sylvester. Right, Ria's got Sylvester. Oh, good blimeys. Lee, who have you got? PVG. Lee's got PVG. I need to write Dima next to that, otherwise I ain't going to know who the Lee is. Phil's got Jamie Ayres. So great job there. Let's wait for the final race results to come through. They should pop up very, very shortly. There they are. And we can bring you up the race results of round 1, or race 1, I should say, of round 1. Jamie Ayres is your winner with Steve Hefford in second. Why are the numbers in black? That's very bizarre. Tom Griffiths in third, John Sylvester fourth, Ewan Bramer fifth, Miles Owen sixth, Arnold Chagnon in seventh, Roger Morton eighth, Pete Van Gaal in ninth, Brian Holmes 10th, Ches Rizzo in 11th, Charles Kellerman in 12th. Dale Benison is in 13th place there as well. And then beyond that, you've got Ralph Cullinan and also Fiona Siddons, first race of the year. 15th overall, Steve Hansford, Martin Sampson and Darrell Wright. Then beyond that, you have got Andy Littler, Jace Haddington, Sir Alan Toon and Alexander Long. Go. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to stare at it, guys, because it is a top 9 reverse. So get your picks in here once more, and we will get him on the sheet ready to go here as well. So I'm going to have to do a lot of riding, I think, young Zachary, this season. So this could be an interesting one.
It will be. It'll be very, very fun indeed. Looking at the field, PVG looks to me like a fairly obvious choice. With the gap that he's got back, he's got a couple of cars between himself and the rest of the field, which is not a bad buffer to have. He showed some good pace over the course of race 1, so I'm going to go with PVG, of course, for race 2. But we'll wait and see, because anything can happen between now and the checkered flag. Yeah, so far it's looking good in terms of this season. We've still got 3 races to go.
Yeah, definitely have there. I'm just trying to do some quick jiggly wigglies and try and sort out why that is black. I'm a little bit confused. I do have my moments, but I am a little bit confused. So bear with us just 2 seconds, guys, because I haven't used this overlay for a couple of weeks here, and there's no reason that should be doing that. I'm not going to lie. There we go. It's a little bit better. However, I do want it to do something else, so excuse me while I do a quick little bit of coding here at the same time, because I am confused why it would go and do that. I'll tell you what, let's leave it like that for a minute, and then we can see. So, right, Zachary, who are you going for, sorry?
PVG, good sir.
PVG. Okay. Do you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. Right. I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the pole man. I believe it's going to be Roger Morton. I think I'm going to go with Morton for race 2.
Nice.
Colin Sampson has gone with Hefford. Okay. I'll write that one down. David Ayres has gone for Morton as well. I think that's a good shout, to be fair. I think Morton can keep it up front as long as he can keep it on track. So I'm hoping he does. So is it points per race like last year? Yes, I will run through them and see how many points everyone's got. But as I say, this does bind you in to be here every single week for the whole 4 races.
Contractual obligation.
It is a contractual obligation. Good move there as well.
Missed as a fine.
Yeah, we got Steve Hebbard in the waiting room as well. Steve, welcome in, dear sir. How are you?
I'm not so bad, you?
I'm all right. You know, we watched race 1. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. You got into the lead and then you made a mistake and has come back through. What's the expectations from Twin Ring this evening? Because it's a long lap, isn't it?
It is. It's difficult when it's like that. 'Cause Jamie was trying to lap as quick as he could, obviously, but then I tried bumping him a couple of times and it didn't seem to create a gap that we needed, you know. So I said I'd go for the overtake and I wasn't close enough that the next lap, and then we were bunched up and ended up tapping Jamie, which caused Pete to have to back off a little bit, and I ended up going in the back of him, spinning him out. So it wasn't ideal, but it's really difficult when you're trying to act as a rear gunner for a group of cars, you know, and you're trying to not hit the cars in front because of your teammates and trying to defend from the guys behind, you know, and it bunches up, especially with it. I mean, there's quite a lot of draft on this track as well, you know, so not ideal, but it's a quirky little track. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest.
I'm not sure little would be a word, being that we're taking 2 minutes and 11.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you adopted the calendar and do the shorter track, because that's an awesome circuit. But yeah. Steve, look, we've come to the end of the warm-up already. I'm going to drop you back in the room with Momo. Thanks so much for joining me, and maybe we'll have a little chat a little bit later on.
Yeah, no worries. Take it easy, enjoy it.
And you, mate. Bye. Right, there we go. That is Steve Hebbard. Let's bring you up the grid for race 2. Pete Van Gaal in first place, with Roger Morton in second, Arnold Chagnon third, Miles Owens fourth, Ewan Bramer fifth, John Sylvester sixth, Tom Griffiths in seventh, Steve Hebbard eighth, Jamie Ayres ninth, Brian Holmes 10th, Ches Rizzo 11th, and Charles Kellerman down in 12th. Then you've got Dale Benison 13th, Ralph Cullinan 14th, Fiona Siddons 15th, Steve Hansford 16th, Martin Sampson 17th, Darrell Wright 18th, Andy Littler 19th, Jace Haddington 20th, and Sir Alan Toon in 21st place. Lights are on. We are up and running, and race 2 is underway. PVG with Roger Morton hurtling down into the double right-hander of 1. Chagnon trying to make his move early. Can he hold on? Morton is tucked up behind PVG going through the exit of 2. Now we've got to run down into 3. At the moment it's PVG, Roger Morton, Chagnon, Miles Owens, Ewan Bramer. Top 5 as they were. The only change in position is Tom Griffiths with John Sylvester. But PVG leads the field at the moment there, Zach, and is doing a stellar job.
Yeah, a good start. He needs to make the most of it. Of course, he's got Miles Owens, Ewan Bramer, Tom Griffith, Steve Parfitt, etc., all fighting their way forwards. So, no offence to him. While he has got Roger Morton and Arnaud Chagnon behind him, he needs to bolt and get away and build as big a gap as possible while he still can, because that pressure, once it does start, is going to be unrelenting. Arnaud Chagnon trying to look on Roger Morton, of course. Chagnon missing the AM Championship last season due to a couple of missed rounds, relinquishing it, of course, to Darrell Wright. As we've got side-by-side here, a spin in the background as well. Someone off the road, Steve Hansford, I think, is off. You've then got Brian Holmes and Jamie Ayres battling away here. John Sylvester, I should say, battling away with Brian Holmes. This is the fight for 8th place. A very chaotic opening moment, and unfortunately, Hansford on the receiving end of a bit of a spin.
Yeah, turn 5 for Steve Hansford there. Unfortunately, he has gone round. What is Brian Holmes going to be able to do? He battled his way back through the field, did an absolute stellar job at getting back through. Can he now get on once more? We've got Miles Owens trying to have a go at Arnaud Chagnon. We've got Roger Morton trying to have a go and stay with PVG. He's having a go, is Morton, and that's what I like to see. On board with Arnaud Chagnon, we've got Miles Owens from the SOB Racing on the right hand side. Owens is going to have it. He takes his line away. We saw the move straight over in front of us. Chagnon's hanging on here. Morton, it looks like he's hooked up the corner in front now, round turn 11, and this will be the end of lap 1 here for the first time this evening, Zach. It's going to be an interesting race too, I think.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, it really is going to be. It all depends on how effectively PVG can get away, because if he can't, we have definitely got a fight for the lead on our hands. You can see Chagnon under a little bit of pressure from Ewan Bramer, not really going to be interested in putting up too much of a fight, the Frenchman, relative to the Flying Dutchman. Ewan Bramer on the inside. Tom Griffiths as well fancies his chance, chucking the move to the inside. Chagnon gives him the space, close to contact as well, as they run their way through 2. Now the run towards 3 and 4, but Tom Griffiths was able to eventually get himself ahead. Steve Parfitt now is the one on the attack. You can see there trying to go to the inside, nearly making it 3 abreast. Late on the brakes from the Momo driver. Chagnon tumbling down the pro order.
Yeah, he definitely is at the moment. Unfortunately for Arnaud Chagnon, he's down 5 places in 8th. Can Roger Morton hang on? You can see Miles Owens weaving around in the background, but it's all about what Morton's going to be able to do. Owens has got a big old slide on. That's allowed Morton a breathing space. PVG really is going to be able to get this wrapped up as long as he can keep it on track. Owens is under pressure from Hefford here as well, and Griffiths. I think Griffiths has gone through. Owens has been bullied out. He's opened up the inside for Steve Hefford. He'll have the inside for turn 8 as he's coming down into 9. Hefford's just got to put it in deep. You've got to come over. You've got to come over. You haven't come over. You have opened up the door, dear sir. 2 wide, 2 deep. Steve Hefford and Miles Owens. No. No. No.
Silly Willies.
Not an ideal scenario there from them guys, unfortunately.
Nah, absolutely not. It is not what we want to see. Again, easy mistakes to make. Again, we're not trying to make it personal or anything. It was just a silly mistake and something that easily could have been avoided if they wanted, or if they tried hard enough. You can see that Charles Kellerman and Ralph Cullinan now also very close to each other on track. So again, new season, same rivalry with those two. Is off the road.
No!
Roger Morton from 2nd place.
Oh no, Morton's gone round. Oh, Roger Morton, you've done it again. Oh. No, 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 Mr. Morton. No, no, no. Oh, Roger Morton there, unfortunately, has gone round. That is my pick sliding off there. You wait till I speak to him a little bit later. Roger Morton. Oh, well. Pete Van Gogh's still out in front with Brian Holmes chasing down Jamie Ayres at the moment. So we've got PVG, Ewan Bramer, Tom Griffiths, Jamie Ayres and Brian Holmes are your top 5 at the moment. Holmes and Ayres up 5 places here, Zach. Great start for them guys for this race.
Has been, yeah, a really good opening launch, which is, vital, especially in these reverse grid races. You've got to get that jump, you've got to get that run. Otherwise, you sort of risk stalling behind people and not fighting your way through the pack as effectively. We're already starting to see the field spread, opening up the gaps a little bit. So the quicker you can get through the opening carnage, the further up the field you are going to be when that spread starts to happen. You can see Brian Holmes trying to put a bit of an attack on Jamie Ayres. Look at him chucking the move. Ayres, though, trying to go the long way around, just about keeps it on the road. They keep it through the S's as they wind their way through the long right-hander. Holmes still keeping his foot in very respectively as well. And now Jamie Ayres trying once more on the outside. The advantage swings the way of Holmes. He might have this one in the bag.
Yeah, Griffiths and Bramer also running side by side as well. Bramer's going to have the inside for turn 10. Griffiths is behind him, so he's now going to get a run down from 10 to 11. Welcome in, Marco Manfroni. Thank you so much for joining me. I believe your question's already been asked. It has, so great job. Thank you so much to Lee there in chat. But Tom Griffiths side by side with Miles Owens, not Miles Owens, Ewan Bramer. Bramer's gone a little bit wide. He's trying to go around the outside. Griffiths comes in, wraps up that second place at the moment here, Zach. Chagnon-Ye's on a 2 out of 2 for the lead. No, yeah, it was Chagnon-Ye last time around as well. Brian Holmes is now trying to get onto the back of E1 Bramer.
I have to say, Brian Holmes, this is his debut in the UK SimRacers, is it not?
Yeah.
I can't remember him from... It is.
Yeah, it is.
Fair play. Take a bow. Take a bow. Brian Holmes, of course, you can recognise the name. He does the Clios as well, Brian Holmes. He's all right. He's a good driver, I think. Definitely in my opinion. And he's proven his mettle.
A good driver,
I know. I absolutely know. I just wanted to make it seem like it was an opinion. It's not. It's a fact. It's a straight fact. Brian Holmes is a brilliant driver. He's showcasing that talent. I mean, he's got 4.8 KI rating, which is up there with some of the top pros, and already he's really settling into the rear-wheel drive MX5. So yeah, he's doing all right. So I do think he's a good driver. In fact, as I say, I know he's a good driver. Ewan Bramer, I know, also can be very late on the brakes, thankfully thinking better of it in his fight with Tom Griffiths, because if they want any chance of beating PVG, it has to start now.
Yeah, it definitely does there, of course, and it was Brian Holmes who was involved with both of the JPB cars at Alton Park, if you remember correctly. There as well.
Of course.
Yep, so Brian Holmes there, he unfortunately was involved with both JPB racing cars at Alton.
He's not going to like me very much.
He's not going to like me, but we've chatted about it, me and Brian, it's fine.
Same way Paul doesn't like me very much. Brian Holmes isn't going to like you.
No, definitely not. We've got Roger Morton now trying to come back through with Charles Kellerman and Darryl Wright further down the order. Morton, bro, you kick yourself. I'd said he's got to sort out his consistency, didn't sort out his consistency, and it all went a little bit wrong. Charles Kellerman with Roger Morton side by side at the moment here as well. Jamie Ayres in fifth, but then you've got Brian Holmes in fourth, Ewan Bramer in third, Tom Griffiths in second, and PVG out in front. Holmes is on the defense. He's got to try and stop the flying Welshman, the Welsh Dragon is Jamie Ayres here. Can he hold on to this? Can Brian Holmes hold on here, Zach? 6.5 minutes remaining. We're going to get about another 3 laps. That's going to be it here. So let's see what happens for the end of Twin Ring.
Yeah, we've got not very long left to go, and that's the thing with it being such a long lap. Yes, we've still got 6 minutes of racing, but yeah, as you say, only 3 laps left until we reach the checker flag, which, when you think about it, isn't very long. Because when you see it as laps, you don't really see it as time. You just see it as, oh yeah, they're halfway around the lap, which isn't. I don't know how my brain works, but 3 laps sounds like a lot less time than 6 minutes, even if they are the same amount of time. Anyway, you have got John Sylvester duck and diving, searching for a bit of space in his battle with Jamie Ayres. You do laugh, James. You love how my brain works, don't you?
I don't. Your brain. Your brain works in wonderful ways, Zach Sweeney. It does make me chuckle every time we're in the booth together, because we do have some weird and wonderful conversations. I'm not going to lie, but yeah, it's a wonderful evening spending 2 hours on a Tuesday with you, I've got to be honest. And a Monday, and Friday, and a few other days, I think, as well, or is that it? No, I think that's it. So there we go. Carl Hardy's not happy. Brian Holmes has been on iRacing. He hasn't been on iRacing for a long time. Gets on my nerves because he's so quick. Well, that sounds like a bit of a you problem, Carl. I'm not going to lie. So, don't you think, Zach? I'll let you go for that one.
All right, cheers. I appreciate it. It's nice to get cut some slack.
Well,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No dramas. No dramas at all, mate. Yeah, go for it. You can open up on that one. Oh, I let go on a broadcast this morning as well. So, yeah, don't you worry about that.
It's just no filters. It's what I love, is we say it as it is. We don't sugarcoat it and things like that. If we want to say something, we'll say it. Obviously within the confines of professionalism and broadcast rules and regs. But we'll get as close to that limit as we can, and we'll say it how it is, which is exactly what I want. I love the transparency. I love the honesty. And if someone does a stupid move, we're going to tell them that they've done a stupid move, and
yes.
not sugarcoat it for the viewers, for their sanity. No. No one is safe at all. Not even the new clients of JPB. They're not even safe. They get bedded in. They get a round 3, and then that is it. Yeah. Jamie Ayres as well, not at all going easy on the debutant of Brian Holmes and continuing his race-long battle, trying to go the long way around. Turn number 2, he's kept his foot in quite nicely, but Brian Holmes is not giving this one up.
Yeah, he's definitely not there as well. So Brian Holmes going side by side with Jamie Ayres on that run down into turn 3. Ria's got a question for you, Zach, in YouTube chat. Have a look at that in a minute. Sylvester's now trying to go through Holmes as well. It's going to be a welcome to the UK SimRacers here. Brian Holmes, is he going to be losing 2 positions? Is Sylvester going to be able to make it through on the outside as they're coming down into turn 5 now? Holmes keeps the car in that position, and Brian Holmes saves that 5th place. PVG's under pressure now with Tom Griffiths and Ewan Bramer right behind him. They're just on the run down into turn 7. The left-hander PVG, is he going to be able to hold it? Griffiths has sent it. Oh, Griffiths is sending it from so far back. Is he going to make it around the outside? Griffiths just sent it via FedEx on airmail, I'll tell you that much. He's going to do it again. He's going to do it again. Oh, we saw that coming a mile off, and Tom Griffiths is going to take the lead of the race. Can he hang on to it down the straight? That's going to be the question.
It is going to be indeed Tom Griffiths. Take a bow. Pete Van Gaal already on the counter-attack. Looking to go to the inside of turn number 10. But look at Tom Griffiths trying to use the sweeping nature of the corner to keep his foot on the outside, because he knows this long back straight run towards turn 11 could be absolutely vital. He has got the legs down the straight. PVG is going to have to be brave on the brakes as well. What's Ewan Bramer going to have to say about all this as well? Are they going to go 3 wide? Potentially so. The SOB car searching for a gap, but it's PVG on the inside. Tom Griffiths going to once again have to go the long way round as they slam on the anchors for turn 11, continuing to go side by side. Tom Griffiths, the advantage swings his way, but we know that doesn't mean anything. Ewan Bramer straight on the attack of PVG.
Yeah, PVG now in the middle. He's lost that place to Tom Griffiths. He's now got Ewan Bramer right behind him. Bramer's going to come here as well. It's going to be the final lap of the race. Barney's tucked up behind the fence. We can't see him. He's not on a gantry. Tom Griffiths coming down into turn 1. PVG hanging on here as well. He's hanging on for dear life. He's got his fingers on the edge of a cliff. He's got a man pulling at his leg, and Tom Griffiths is the one out in front, and PVG is hanging. He's got Ewan Bramer chucking it up the inside as they're going into turn 2. I actually thought that was it. Zach, I actually thought that was it. Jamie Ayres has now gone past Ewan Bramer as well. I actually thought there was going to be contact between Bramer and PVG.
So did I. These guys are always on the limit, and you can see trying to fight on the inside as well. A big shake-up. Now we've gone from PVG running away with things a little bit, so now a 6-car fight. 6-car fight for the lead all the way back to Brian Holmes. No gap bigger than 0.7 of a second. Absolutely insane stuff. Any one of these guys could win it into the final 30 seconds of this race. Nothing separating these guys whatsoever. It all comes down to this. Some late sends potentially in the mix.
Yeah, definitely here as well. We're on the final lap. We're in the final couple of turns. 5 turns to go. 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Honestly, it's the way they label turn 12 as a turn. I'm not entirely sure that is specifically true here once more, but Griffiths is going to hang on, and he's got this long straight to go here, Zach. He has got to weave harder than my nan knitting a jumper, I tell you that much, because otherwise he's going to be in trouble. PVG's trying to force him on the inside. Griffiths goes over, but PVG's going to go round the outside. He's going to have a go. He's flying round the outside of turn 11. Is there going to be space? Griffiths has got to open up the steering. PVG coming round for turn 12. He's got the lead. Griffiths is looking at coming back at him round the final corner here as well. Tom Griffiths is going to get a run. Jamie Ayres is going to push PVG, but here comes one of the SOBs. It's Bramer. Bramer is going to die. Oh my dearie God, blimey.
Wow. And breathe. Nice and zen. Headphone warning. I know it's a bit late now, but if you haven't got headphones on, you've probably already taken them off. That's another Mick Barry moment, that is. Next edition of the JPB intro. Got to incorporate that in some fashion. That was absolutely insane. Exactly what we like. My man PVG getting the win though. What was that? Four cars within 0.2 of a second.
Insane. Absolutely insane. I am sorry, that was nearly a 4-car ending and was absolutely incredible. We can look at this in super slow-mo as well. Watch this. It's all on PVG at the moment, right? He is hanging on here for dear life. He gets that last corner wrong. Watch this go on and watch the run of Ewan Bramer. Watch his run. He gets the barnstormer of this lap. He literally, watch this, and then he goes at it, and oh my dearie God, I think I've just nearly given myself an heart attack. I'm not gonna lie. You can see them coming down, and now look at Bramer. Look at the run that Bramer has got. He is absolutely flying. We're going to go through the timing tower. I'm sorry, guys, about that. But look at this. I actually thought he was going to get it. PVG is being pushed by Ayres, and you cannot get any closer than this at the line, right? Here they come now. This is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at that. Boom. Oh. Pick that one out your pocket, I'll tell you that much. Whoever says MX5 racing ain't fun, well, you ain't been in a broadcast here at all. I'm sorry, like that is just insane. Once more, I'll bring you up the results, but honestly, crazy. Pete Van Gaal, Jamie Ayres, Tom Griffiths and Ewan Bramer, 1.5 attempts. 1.5 attempts. What was going on? Brian Holmes in 5th, John Sylvester 6th, Ralph Cullinan 7th, Arnold Chagnon leads the AMS, Miles Owens, Martin Sampson, Steve Hefford rounding out the top 11. Jason Haddington 2nd in the AMS there as well. So great job from Jason Haddington there. A stellar 2nd place with Morton, who unfortunately lost it a little bit and didn't quite manage to hold on there as well. Charles Kellerman, Dale Bennison, Darryl Wright, Fiona Siddons and Steve Hansford. And then we've got Sir Alan Toon, Ches Rizzo, Andy Lickler, and of course, as we know, Alexander Longo has not taken to the start. Well, no words, Zach. Literally no words.
Nah, it is... What a start to a season. Like, I have to say, I'm mightily impressed. I'm looking forward to race 3 and 4, let's put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to go on to a quick BRB, and we will be back. Save them picks for when we get back. And as always, we'll see you after this short break. Okay, guys, we are back for race 3. You're still here with myself, James Parfitt, and Zach Sweeney. Let's get your race 3s in now. Get your picks in for race 3. Rhea has gone for Brian Holmes. David Ayres has gone for Ralph Cullinan. Zach Sweeney's going to go for...
What drivers have we got? I've gone for Hefford and PVG. I'm going with Tom Griffiths for race 3.
Right, I'm going to go with Steve Hefford. Let me know your picks very, very quickly because the grid has already come up here. Steve Hansford, Martin Sampson, Darrell Wright, Dale Bennison, Charles Kellerman, John Sylvester, Andy Littler, Arnold Chagnon, Tom Griffiths, Ralph Cullinan, Jamie Ayres and Jason Haddington. And then beyond that, we've got Steve Hefford, Sir Alan Toon, Roger Morton, Ches Rizzo, Brian Holmes, Fiona Siddons, Ewan Bramer, Miles Owens and Pete Van Gaal. That's going to be your grid for race 3. The lights are coming on already. Here once more we go. It's gonna be lights out and away we go here for Twin Ring Motegi race 3. And at the moment, as you can see, it is Martin Sampson out in front. Steve Hansford coming in behind him as well. There, a great job from him. There's a wide runner in Darrell Wright. Darrell Wright is on the slow go, but it is Martin Sampson leading away with Steve Hansford, Dale Bennison, Charles Kellerman, and everybody at the moment, Zach, away cleanly.
Yeah, everyone doing a really good job again, keeping to that same standard. However, is it going to remain the same into turn number 3? Because we've got a huge pocket of cars all within a very small, minute bit of track. There we can see our first victim, Charles Kellerman, having a bit of an off, tumbling his way down the order. A couple of other drivers off the road. Ches Rizzo momentarily off the track, but a very chaotic start, of which Tom Griffiths has been able to make up 5 places in.
Yeah, Tom Griffiths as well. I'm just writing down the other picks that I missed. Lee Deemer and Colin Sampson. Please pull through this pack, Brian Holmes, she said. Hopefully we will see that go on there as well. I've got Steve Evans. I don't know what you're worried about. He's at the back. Steve Evans all the way at the back, and there's a reason I believe he is at the back. I've got a funny feeling he was caught up with Jamie Ayres and Arnold Chagnon. What has happened here with Steve Hefford? Did he get caught up in this incident? I've got a funny feeling he did. Was it at the hands of his teammate? Because that would be no. Oh, it was a little bit, but it was Hefford and obviously Cullinan having a coming together. And Steve Hefford's all the way down the back end of the field. Tom Griffiths in third place, so Zach.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job picking his way through the carnage very, very nicely. To be fair, anyone that's still pointing the right way has not done too bad of a job. PVG up 8 places, Miles Owens up 9, Ewan Bramer up 11, Roger Morton in the AMS up 9 in the opening moments of this race. Absolutely insane stuff. Of course, where there is massive success, there's also massive failure. Darrell Wright, Charles Kellerman down 15 and 14 apiece between the two of them. So yes, we've got some big gainers, but also unfortunately some big losers. Brian Holmes, Rhea is going to be very happy to know, is also fighting his way forwards rather than backwards, up 6 places on the fringes of the top 10 as well. Incredibly close stuff in the very chaotic opening stage of race number 3. We're about 1 lap through, and well, exactly 1 lap through. Martin Sampson crossed the line, doing a really good job controlling this race early on.
Yeah, Tom Griffiths has just gone past John Sylvester. He's gone into second place now. Steve Hansford battling away once more as well. There was a big send from Holmes on Owens in turn 1. Brian Holmes has changed his livery, or is that... I'm sure he wasn't in that livery originally, but never mind. Here as well, I know there's been issues with trading paint since the update. Maybe that's been causing the problem. Dale Bennison leading the AMS at the moment, just about to lose a position to Ralph Cullinan. That's going to put Dale Bennison into the hands of Roger Morton, but Tom Griffiths, they're absolutely flying, and Martin Sampson out in front by 2.5 seconds here, Zach. He's done a stellar job off the start.
He has done. And he's now got the difficult job, I suppose, of maintaining it. Of course, with Tom Griffiths on a charge, it is going to be difficult. But if he can just maintain a decent pace, maybe not the win, but a podium is doable. 100% a podium is doable. If he can just keep it pointing the right way, making the right decisions, i.e. don't battle Tom Griffiths and John Sylvester too hard. Again, no disrespect to Martin Sampson, but sort of know your place, I guess.
Ooh.
I don't mean that to be horrible or anything like that, but
Sweeney?
More just in the sense that it's Tom Griffiths. Do you want to risk the fight for the lead or settle for a podium? Again, I would completely support Samson, getting his elbows out and going for a fight. I would love to see that, the underdog versus, a championship contender. But if he wants to guarantee a good result, I would just say let him go.
I suppose you are right. Miles Owens having a nice little battle with Brian Holmes. Brian Holmes on the back end of Steve Hansford here as well. We can see the man from the UK. He's just about to get Steve Hansford down into turn 1. Oh, Hansford! Oh, my dearie blimey, God, Jesus! Brian Holmes ain't an orange, mate. You can't squeeze in that much. Oh, not gonna lie. That was close. That was very close, Zach. Very, very close.
Yeah. He nearly got turned into some good old pure orange juice with bits as well. Probably some very yucky bits of oil and car parts, which no one likes. So I'm glad that he's actually kept it on the road. That is late on the brakes. Of course, we've then got a fight a little bit further up as well. Ewan Bramer, Roger Morton are all incredibly close. I have to say, Roger Morton, so impressive. Ewan Bramer, of course, putting some pressure on. There's a spin in the background as well. Didn't quite catch who it was. Andy Littler had an off. Roger Morton, though, late on the brakes. Ewan Bramer trying to get the up and under. Fair play, Roger Morton. He is hanging on to these overall places.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's trying to not give it up. He doesn't want to give it up. But boy, oh boy, there's somebody on the grass. That's the 37 of Dale Benison. Steve Hansford's gone past him now as well. Steve Hefford's in 16th overall at the moment. Arnold Chagnon trying to battle away with Jamie Ayres. We know Chagnon's got pace. We know he's got pace. He's 2 for 2 in the AM Championship tonight, but he's going to be struggling in race 3 because he's got to get up all the way through the field to 5th place man Roger Morton, who's doing a stellar job. Brian Holmes here and Ches Rizzo, they are from the same team. This could be interesting. Rizzo's in the green, Holmes in the red, and once more the boys from the Orion race team here battling away in 7th and 8th place respectively. Samson's gap's come down though. Zach is below a second.
Yeah, Griffiths is an absolute line in terms of his pace. He's also dragging John Sylvester with him. He's been able to keep within half a second of Griffiths, which has allowed him to sort of get into that lead fight a little bit sooner. To be fair to Martin Sampson, he will probably last half a race in the lead, which is definitely a good shout. Brian Holmes looking to the inside of Ches Rizzo, downhill braking, and also Miles Owens fancies a slice of the pie. He's had a bit of a look. Respect to it. But yeah, for now, Brian Holmes picks his way up into 7th place, increasing his gain in this race to 10 places, and maybe 3 more on the horizon as well if he can maintain this pace.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen there. There's a spinner in the back. Miles Owen, as you big him up, goes and spins there as well. Roger Morton, Ralph Cullinan and Ewan Bramer. I do like David Ayres' comment. Come on, Ralph, put down the whiskey glass. Steve Hansford battling away with Arnold Chagnon. He's trying to come back at him. Steve Hefford has just gone past Miles Owens. That's Hefford into 14th. Martin Sampson, Tom Griffiths and John Sylvester. Sampson! Oh, come on. He got his belly tickled there, did he? He just rolled over and let go.
I think so. Which is fair. Again, fair enough. Because look, I mean, Martin Sampson right now, he's in the slipstream of Sylvester and Griffiths, and he's not. Maybe he's not going to stay with them forever, but he can stay with them long enough to grow that gap back to Ewan Bramer. Worst case scenario for Martin Sampson in this race is a podium, which is really smart driving. And as I say, I don't mean any disrespect to him, but he knew his place in this race. He knew he wasn't necessarily going to win it. Maybe if something drastic happens between the top 2, then absolutely. But for Martin Sampson, in his little pocket, his little world of this race, he's exactly where he needs to be as Ewan Bramer continues his little lag spike issues. But it's still keeping him in 4th place and only half a second clear of Roger Moore. Absolute carnage in the background as well. Ralph Cullinan, Ches Rizzo, Holmes and PVG all battling away as well in this fight for 7th.
Yeah, they're all trying to get onto the back of Roger Morton. Rizzo is acting like a bit of a rear gunner at the moment, I'm not going to lie. Brian Holmes is trying to move forward. PVG's just cleared Ches Rizzo. Where is Rizzo gone? Mind you, he is there behind PVG, but Ralph Cullinan now trying to get Ches Rizzo as well. Griffiths still hanging on from Sylvester. 6 minutes remaining, 3 laps. As we know, it's a long old lap, 2 minute 11, and at the moment the fastest man on the track is John Sylvester, sitting in second place. Stunning job from him. Ralph Cullinan and Ches Rizzo literally nose to tail here as well. Let's see what the Irishman can do. Can he make his boss David Ayres proud once more? What about Brian Holmes and Roger Morton? Well, here comes Holmes. He's in 6th place. He's up 11 places. Morton defends. Holmes going to get the run out of turn 1. Can he get the cut? Oh, I thought he was gone then. Zach, because that looked close.
Yeah, it was on the limit, I suppose. Thankfully, not even a millimetre over. Otherwise, it could have been absolutely drastic. But yeah, just goes to show how hard these drivers are battling for every single little position that they can get, any advantage they can find. And if that means braking, 5 meters later, they're going to go for it. If they can get away with it, they're going to find a way to do it. Testing the water a little bit, seeing where they can and can't go for these moves. Brian Holmes, a very, very clever driver in his own right. And, well, he's now battling away with Roger Morton and seeing if he can get himself inside the top 5. I mean, I have to say, as good as Brian Holmes' drive has been, Roger Morton has had an equally good one as well.
Yeah, definitely there then as well, because he's done an absolutely stellar job leading the AMs up 10 places. Holmes up 11, PBG up 14 places though, Zach. That's a massive gain for them.
Huge gain. Yeah, that is mega stuff. I mean, again, it just shows that consistency and pace pay off. Because it was a bloodbath in the opening moments, right? It was a combination of skill and luck to sort of fight your way through. You had to have a bit of both. Not everyone that made it through was necessarily skillful. Not everyone that made it through was particularly lucky. Some of them, you had to have a bit of both. If you got unlucky, then that's it. But if you had that confidence and that experience and that skill to pick the right gaps, yes, get a little bit lucky with the timing of spins and things, but the fact that they were able to deal with that pressure so well and then fight their way through the carnage was absolutely exceptional as that. Not quite as exceptional as sent off the road, unfortunately, was Roger Morton. Brian Holmes as well tumbling down a couple of places. It was so good for these two until it wasn't.
And now Holmes is down in 10th, Morton's down in 9th. They're going to have to do all their hard work once more with 2 laps remaining. Jamie Ayres chasing down Ralph Cullinan. Cullinan's now up 3 into 7th. Can he clear Ches Rizzo? That's going to be the question. Can Steve Hefford clear Miles Owens? Can Owens get past Hansford? It's going to be an interesting last lap here at Twin Ring Motegi. Don't go anywhere because you don't want to miss this one. But Steve Hefford trying to come back through the field. So is Miles Owens, and Steve Hansford's a bit of a roadblock at the moment, but both men make it through. So great try and get a great recovery, guys. Drive from these guys here once more. Ralph Cullinan still battling out, and Tom Griffiths still leading the field.
Yeah, he's driven an exceptional race. And if he's able to keep it, I'm also going to keep out a pretty good track record for tonight. I've had PVG, actually no, it's Hefford in second, PVG at 1, and if Griffiths can consolidate this one, it'll be a very good evening for me so far in the opening round for the Predictions Championship. But it's not set in stone. He's still got Sylvester. He's still got Samson putting on a little bit of pressure. And in all fairness to Samson, his best lap time of a 2:11.8 is actually quicker than Tom Griffiths. So I did put Samson down a little bit. It's off the road in the background. Jamie Ayres has had an off. I think Ches Rizzo has got on the worst end of it, though.
Yeah, Rizzo and Ayres had a moment together there. Ches gets it all out of shape, and watch Jamie Ayres, that second Momo car, come round the corner. He spins, does Ches, he's trying to hang on, snaps the other way and pushes Jamie Ayres, who loses something off the car, and I'm not entirely sure what he lost, but he lost something and it went up into the air. So what did Jamie Ayres lose there as well? Was it a front wing? It possibly could be a front wing for Jamie Ayres. Yes, I think it was. I don't know. Something come off his car, went flying up in the air. Not going to lie. Roger Morton now. Brian Holmes back through in the top 10. He's now in 8th place. He needs to get 7th to secure that pole for race 4. It is a top 7 reverse, guys. Top 7 reverse for race 4. Final lap of the race for these guys, though. And race 3 has been pretty epic, Zach.
It has been. I am, yeah. Race 1, 2 and 3 have all been exceptional. Race 3 sort of more so as well because of that carnage we had at the start. What's to come for race 4? Again, for those new to the UK SimRacers, race 4 is either 100 or 0 in terms of sort of racing action relative to the other 3. It's either the best race or you know, a very, very close 4th. As the battle continues, in fact, actually Tom Griffiths versus John Sylvester, the fight for the lead, Griffiths is able to hang on to it. But yeah, hopefully we get the better end of the race 4s and not the, someone runs off with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what we're looking for. I just hope it doesn't turn into carnage as John Sylvester's not giving up here either. Can this be a win? Nobody had Sylvester for this race. Nobody at all. So let's see with the votes of Tom Griffiths. There was 3 of them with Zach, Colin and Phil. All picked Tom Griffiths and he's currently out in front here. I got a funny feeling I've had a pretty bad night here. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
Roger Morton. It's a long season, Zach. It's a long season.
There was a long silence as well. It was quite funny.
Yes.
I was trying not to laugh.
Yeah, I bet. But Roger Morton now going with Brian Holmes. Holmes in that top 9 position. At the moment, it's going to be Jamie Ayres on pole. But here is the lead of the race. Can Jill Griffiths hold on? Or will Sylvester get him? That was really Sylvester's last opportunity. They're coming under the Dunlop Bridge now. We're going to go left. It's going to be 3 corners remaining. Griffiths, I think, is going to take it. Is he going to hang on? Here around the last couple of corners is going to be Tom Griffiths. Comes over the line. Super Tom Griffiths takes that victory, goes over, weaves it off, and he does come over the line in first place. So well done to everybody that had Tom Griffiths.
Yeah, good job, guys. Good decision.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
I'm proud of us all. It was not, which is even better. So, guys, we are building an early lead to James in the commentator standings, which is good. Not complaining at all. Really proud of us all. And now we get to hope that he makes an equally bad run going into race 4.
Thanks, mate.
No worries, mate. You know I'm always your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah, I can see Andy Littler going to be the last one over the line. So here we go. Right, get your race 4s in. Don't forget top 7 reverse. So at the moment you've got Ayres, Cullinan, Van Gaal, Bramer, Sampson, Griffiths or Sylvester. Phil has already got his hit in. He's going for Sylvester. Okay.
Bad shout.
Not a bad shout at all. Just waiting for Alan Toon and Andy Littler to come over the line and I will show you the results. Let me know, guys, who you're going for. Colin Sampson, David Ayres, who you're picking. Lee Deemer, if you're still here. Thank you so much as well. So let's see who you're going to be going for in race 4. But here are the results from race 3. Tom Griffiths in first, John Sylvester second, Martin Sampson third, Ewan Bramer in fourth, PVG in fifth, Ralph Cullinan sixth, Jamie Ayres seventh, Brian Holmes in eighth, Roger Morton leading the AMs in ninth, Miles Owens 10th, Arnold Chagnon in 11th, a Nova podium for the AM driver. Steve Hefford battled his way back up to 12th. That's not too bad. Dale Bedison rounds out the AM podium. Steve Hansford, Charles Kellerman, Darrell Wright, Jason Haddington and Fiona Siddons is in 18th. Alan Toon, Andy Littler and Ches Rizzo. So let's see who we've got. Ria, PVG. Have I seen this somewhere before, Ria? Did you have PVG? No, you haven't. All right, I'll give you that one. PVG. Colin Sampson, PVG as well.
I'm going for Brian Holmes.
Hold on. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still writing down everybody else's, Zach. Like,
it's all right.
Chill out. You know what I mean? Give me a break. Right, Zach?
Nah, not allowed.
Sweeney's going for Holmes. Do you know what? I was going to go for Holmes as well.
Oh, well.
Lee Deemer, 64. That doesn't help me, Lee. Hold on. Who's a 64 card? John Sylvester. Right. Talk about making it difficult on a night when I'm trying to
Lee
write down.
Deemer, you have got all of my respect.
You know what I mean?
I really respect Lee Deemer. I'm going to be rooting for. What is he racing? Is it the Clios he does with us?
Right.
Yeah, nice.
Top 7. Have I had Jamie? Oh, pick Jamie as already. And Roger
Race one,
Morton.
wasn't it?
And Steve Hefford. I'm going to go with Bramer. I'm going to go with V1 Bramer. I'm not going to be that man. Right. Who else have we got? I think that's everybody's. Phil, Rhea, Colin, David Ayres. PVG. Okay. PVG. I'm really giving myself more work here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get these all down, aren't I?
Can you not get the spreadsheet to automate it for you? Is there a way to do that?
No, not really, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7 of us there as well. So 7 going for the championship this year, Zach. I'm not sure what you're going to win, guys. I don't know. I might just do something
Special
funky.
mention.
Too hard to type, says Lee Deemer. What? You can't type Sylvester? Fair play. So there we go. Right. Final race of the evening. Thank you so much to everybody that's joined in with this. I don't know what we're going to call it. What did you just?
Wacky races.
No. What did you call it before?
The predictions championship.
I like that. Or the prediction cup.
The prediction cup. Yeah, that works.
All right. I'll have to write that down, otherwise I'll forget what I've called it. Right. So for the prediction cup championship, I'll speak to my little man and see if he can do a nice little graphic for me as well. Phil, unfortunately, is not here next week, so Phil will be using the same picks he's done in the same order this week, all right? So just to let you all know, Phil is unfortunately not here next week, but he wants to be included, so he's like, right, just give me the same picks I've picked this week. So Phil, you've got Owens for race 1, Ayres for race 2, Griffiths in race 3, and Sylvester in race 4, Phil. All right?
Not a bad shout.
Phil said, I'm not doing it for the prize, just doing it to beat Zach.
Cheers, mate. I don't know who Zach is, though. He spelled...
He spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
Z-A-C-H. More writing, says the Lee Deemer. Cheeky. Don't forget, guys, as well, we've got a lot more racing coming up on the JPB YouTube channel. We got the start of all the new leagues this week as well. So we've got the BSC a little bit later on that you can come and watch Rhea in for round 12 at Kansas. GT4s are at Phillip Island. The Radical Race Series are at Donington Park. TCR Cup, Silverstone International. The W13 Series is live from the Red Bull Ring. SR4S is the F3 Series live from Watkins Glen, and then the F3 IFL as well is also live from the Red Bull Ring, and then the IGP is going to be coming live from Spa. There's more to be added in that as well. We've got the Triple Bypass League coming up on Thursday. That's their round 1 of Kansas for their next gen league as well. So stay tuned for all of the action, because there's going to be back up to full strength here on the JPB YouTube channel once more. So right, we're going to have to do a flying grid, because they do get on very, very quickly for race 4, because they get it, kind of want to finish it off. Jamie Ayres, Ralph Cullen, PVG, Ewan Bramer, Martin Sampson, your top 5. John Sylvester, Tom Griffiths, Brian Holmes, Roger Morton, Miles Owens, 5 to 10. Sean Yonye, Steve Hefford, and then you've got Dale Bennison, Steve Hanson, Charles Kellerman, 10 to 15. Darryl Wright, Jace Haddington, Fiona Siddons, Alan Toon, Andy Littler, Ches Rizzo are the rounded off your race order. So there we go. Job done. Well done. I'm proud of myself. Right.
Good job.
Thanks, mate.
Proud of you, James.
You know what I mean? That's probably one of the nicest things you've said to me.
Don't get used to it.
No, I won't. Don't you worry too much. Right. Rhea said it's going to be awful. She's talking about the BSC Kansas later. So there we go. Not just for me. I don't. Oh! always think it's going to be bad, but Kansas is tight and a lot of people don't practice. This is also true. So let's see how we get on. We're just waiting for Martin Sampson. I don't know if Sampson's going to actually make the grid here. He isn't going to make the grid for Martin Sampson for race 3, but Jamie Ayres is making the grid. He is out in front. Can Ralph Cullinan hold on? Can PBG break through already? He's taken Ralph Cullinan here once more, going round turn 1. Here they all come, keeping an eye on the back of field. Ralph Cullinan's hugging the inside. PBG's going to try and go the long way. Ewan Bramer's having a battle once more as well. Brian Holmes is in the pack there, and everybody down to Steve Hefford and Arnold Chagnon are separated by literally not a lot. You can see it there as well. Where are you going, Ralph? Ralph Cullinan's off, unfortunately. John Sylvester into second now. PBG's losing a place to Tom Griffiths. What is going on, PBG? You're losing loads of places here as well, but Brian Holmes moving his way through the field and in 5th place, Zach.
Yeah, let's go Brian Holmes. I did make a bit of a mistake. I thought he finished 7th, not 8th, but it's fine. He's picking his way through. He's negating that disadvantage in the opening stages of this race. Jamie Ayres, though, doing a brilliant job, bridging that gap back to Ewan Bramer, already a second clear, improving his pace. Could he go for 2 wins in one night? Well, we'll wait and see. In about 13 minutes and 50 seconds time. Very, very close, of course, between each and every single one of these cars. We've got a fight all the way down to 15th, even further, actually, all the way down to 18th place, really hovering within a second of each other. So absolutely insane stuff as the battle continues. Unfortunately for Ralph Cullinan, it's not been the start he'd have wanted.
No, went off into the gravel. Steve Hefford chasing down John Sylvester, Holmes, Van Gaal, Griffiths, Bramer trying to keep up with Jamie Ayres. Ayres is looking strong in this race, though, Zach. I'm not going to lie. He's nearly opened up a second gap. He does drop off towards the end, so let's see what happens. Can Brian Holmes get his first win in his first ever round here for the UK SimRacers? Can Tom Griffiths hang on from PBG? It's going to be interesting here as well. Brian Holmes, Sylvester and PBG and Griffiths battling it out. What about Ewan Bramer? He's dropping back. He's over a second ahead of Tom Griffiths, but he's about 8/10 back from Jamie Ayres at the moment, and there is some great racing even down here with Darrell Wright and Jace Haddington as they battle side by side. Wright is going to make it through, and he does do that going into turn 12 and is through on Jason Haddington. But Tom Griffiths under pressure from PBG going down into turn 1.
Yeah, battling away, and Tom Griffiths trying to go the long way around. Beautifully done. He loves using the agility of this small little MX5 car to just keep his footing on the outside. Brian Holmes not really got much of an answer to it as Griffiths sails his way ahead into 4th place. They don't want to fight too much, though, because these two definitely have the pace to go and win if they work together. Side by side as well. Steve Hefford chucking the move on the inside of John Sylvester, running their way through turn 3 and 4. Beautiful job from Hefford. Picks his way through. Nice to see him back in Momo colours. And, well, he's flying the flag quite well.
There he is. Bramer has closed that gap up onto Jamie Ayres now. Miles Owens. There's a big move at the back. That's Ches Rizzo. He's gone exceptionally wide here. The 20 car. So Alan Toon has just been off the side of the circuit. He's back up and running. Ralph Cut. God blimey, where did all these come from? Ralph Cullinan, Steve Hansford, Jace Haddington and Ches Rizzo battling it out here further down the field. This is 16th, 15th, 14th and 13th. All going at each other once more here as well. You can see the action-packed racing all the way through the field, Zach. There's barely seconds between people. There's barely gaps at all. And there's barely a gap up front with Jamie Ayres and Ewan Bramer.
Nothing separating these guys whatsoever. Ewan Bramer really bringing the battle to Jamie Ayres, doing a fantastic job. Again, it must be said, these guys are going to be all over each other for the entirety of the season. I can see it. I mean, it's been a steady progression. Yes, they're familiar names. Jamie Ayres, Ewan Bramer, PVG, all fighting towards the front end of the field. You know, let's not say that much. But as a group, they all have collectively pushed each other to get better, to improve. And season after season, we're seeing levels above what they previously showed, because they have to get better in order to sustain the level of competition that they've got, because they know their rivals are getting better, and it just creates this sort of chain that one gets better, so the rest have to try and rise to that level as well. So yeah, the level of competition has been absolutely insane. It will continue to be, I'm sure, and Ewan Bramer, if he can keep this level of consistency up, I mean, he's not really made too many mistakes tonight, which is mega for him. Steve Hefford as well on his return, fighting with the debutant of Brian Holmes into turn number 1. Look at how late he is on the brakes there. That is very impressive. Unfortunately, not quite enough to find his way up in the 5th.
Yeah, Brian Holmes and him were running side by side at one point. Now Miles Owens on the inside. You can just see the peak, the nose of Owens there. He's having a go at Steve Hefford running down into turn 3. Can Owens make it through? He can't. Steve's got him way too hot. Way too hot. Ewan Bramer and Jamie Ayres are literally running nose to tail. Coming in now on lap 3. Here, Bramer's going to go up the inside. Is he going to be able to get Ayres into turn 5? He is. Ewan Bramer out in front at the moment. Under the bridge they go. Can he hold on? Ayres is going to have the inside for 6. If Bramer stays where he is, he's going to have the inside for 7. It does go left, and then it's going to be Ayres, and then it's going to be Bramer. So Bramer's got to keep his nose in here as well to maintain this gap. Now he's going to have the inside for 9. He's then going to have the outside for 10 if they go side by side round 9 as well. And Ewan Bramer does make it through and takes the lead of the race.
Doing a brilliant move, of course. Nice, easy, get the job done. And now it's all about going to be controlling the pace as much as you can. Easier said than done, of course, when you've got Jamie Ayres and PVG, both whom are hungry for wins. But Ewan Bramer, he's got to be hungrier. He's got to unleash that inner Dutchman in himself and fight for more. Here is Arnaud Chagnon, who is battling away, not too far away from Roger Morton in all fairness.
Yeah, he was literally nose to tail at one point, but I think they've had a coming together and Chagnonier's gone off. Answer to your question, Phil, there is Jason Hannington there with Steve Hansford for company. Bramer's now managed to survive the long straight. He's out in front here with 8 minutes to go, Zach, so he's done a good job of surviving the longest straight on the circuit. Now can he survive one of the shortest straights on the circuit down into turn 1?
Well, we'll see. It's going to be a straight run. To be fair, one of the shortest straights and still fairly long. That run into turn 1, you can see Ewan Bramer naturally going defensive, but Jamie Ayres going to try and sweep his way to the long way round. That is absolutely beautiful, but turns 1 and 2 seemingly go on forever. He's going to be forced to tuck back into situ, or is he? Ewan Bramer swerves his way to the edge of the circuit to give him the space, and now the advantage swings the way of Jamie Ayres, who not only has got a better run, but he's also got the position. PVG trying to sweep to get the gap on Ewan Bramer as well, who's late on the brakes going into turn 3. Beautiful stuff as the Dutchman goes for the lead. It's now the inside for 4 once again as Ayres swoops his way the long way round. Who is going to be the one to come out on top in this lead exchange?
Yeah, they've been side by side for literally about a 1 lap, really. Bramer now as well, and now they've also got PVG and Tom Griffiths for company. Bramer's not going to get any love from his confidant, his countryman, his brother in arms in PVG. They are different teams. Bramer there, you can see, wasn't going to get any love because PVG was up the back end of Jamie Ayres pushing him along. Bramer's got to try and make the most of this run. He's got to try and get him down the straight. There's going to be 5 cars here weaving in and out and in and out, especially with the fact of Brian Holmes from the Orion race team in the background as well. Bramer seems to take different lines corner after corner. You can see the late run that Bramer's got, and he's still managing to make it work. But at the moment for Ewan Bramer, there is going to be 6 cars in this with Sylvester joining on once more. Can Owens get onto the back and make it a 7-car fight though, Zach?
Oh, it could well be. I mean, it's been pretty consistent over the course of the 4 races that we've got some form of a long train for the lead fight. Usually has been consistent in the same 7 as well. Miles Owens, John Sylvester, Brian Holmes, Tom Griffiths, PVG, Ewan Bramer, Jamie Ayres, nose to tail. It's like a cycling race, and I literally just saw this clip of MotoGP earlier at Portimao, I believe, where you had like 10 cars all jostling for position 3, 4 wide going into turn number 1. It's kind of reminiscent of this. Just so many cars packed into the same space, all of them rising to the same level as well in terms of driving standards. Sheer pace as well. There's not really much separating these 7 either. Any one of them, given the right circumstances, could win this race.
Yeah, Bramer's opened up the door for PVG into turn 1. PVG is going to have to run. They're leaning on each other now. Bramer's not giving it up. PVG's giving him room. Bramer's going to have the inside for free, but it's going to be about what Jamie Ayres does at this moment, because here as well, he's given the draft all to his teammate, and Tom Griffiths is trying to get him filed. He had to go late on the brakes, and here comes Brian Holmes. Brian Holmes having a moment here and comes through on Tom Griffiths. Ewan Bramer is in third place. He's still got his little bit of an internet issue for lap 5 at 5:24 on the clock. We're going to have about 3 laps here to go. Now Brian Holmes, Tom Griffiths side by side. Round through turn 5 they go. And at the moment it is Holmes out in front of Griffiths. Griffiths loses a place to Sylvester as well. And unfortunately for him, is he gonna drop another one to Miles Owens there? Well, there we go. But it is Jamie Ayres, PVG, and Ewan Bramer nose to tail at the moment, Zach.
Oh, what a race. Again, this is definitely one of the race 4s that we like. No, to be fair, I say that loosely. We like all of them. This is the ones that we love, right? We get to this boiling point of the evening, and we get greatness. We get 7 cars battling away tooth and nail into the final, what will this be, two laps after this one for the race. Not a long time left to go at all, and probably a couple more overtakes along the way as well. Thank you, of course, to everyone that's tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk you through the opening round, and we still have 11 weeks of racing, still 44 races to come after this to round off the year. And if this is what we're in for, James, I know I'm already signed up, but sign me up again.
Yeah, this is going to be incredible racing. Once more, 4 minutes on the clock. There's going to be this one and one more. PVG didn't get the greatest run. Ewan Bramer did. Is this Bramer now going to take the... No. He's left you gaps on the inside. Oh, I would have gone the other side. I would have literally gone the other side. That outside of 1 is precarious at best, and you don't always carry the speed to try and get the inside for free. I'm not sure why Bramer didn't go on the inside there.
Yeah, I would have as well. In all fairness, probably would have been a wiser choice, but still plenty more opportunities to go for the move. You can see like this one right here, Ewan Bramer trying to go to the inside. He has taken your advice. PVG left to hang to dry on the outside, and that is going to allow Brian Holmes onto the podium, no less. PVG forced that wide, and just goes to show one small mistake can have huge repercussions.
Yeah, now Bramer's got to be using Jamie Ayres. He's got to be using the draft. You've got to have to, because Brian Holmes is coming, and he's coming fast. Both of these drivers over 4K, 4.1 for Bramer, 4.8 for Holmes. So Bramer's going to have his work cut out, hanging on here as well. He's another man that's going to be trying to go forward, and got to make sure he looks back at the same time. Tom Griffiths is having a fight. Dale Bennison further down the order is also scrapping with Charles Kellerman. Bennison has just gone through, but Kellerman's going to have the inside for turn 7 here, so Kellerman should get that position back. He has done. He manages to get through. Is Jace Hannington going to be able to get through as well on Bennison? He's not at the moment. This front fight is still going on. There is Ewan Bramer. You can see him now tucked up behind Jamie Ayres. No, get in the draft. Don't. No. I don't. Why? I don't understand. He gave the draft to Brian Holmes. He sent it on Jamie Ayres.
Oh no! No, there's more. Please don't rejoin the second. Someone's away. Ewan Bramer. I'm sorry, mate. It's too late. Too ambitious. Way too ambitious.
I don't get. He didn't set himself up for that either at the beginning. You can see it here. He's not in behind the draft, Ewan Bramer. I'm not sure what he was hoping to achieve. He sent it on Jamie Ayres, sent him round, hit the brakes. Brian Holmes then hit Ayres and Bramer at the same time. I'm not sure why you would leave the door open and not sit in the draft. There was no need to be there. All you've done is just ruined your own race sport from doing so well, and you've allowed Pete Van Gaal out in front.
Yeah. for no reason. Well, I say for no reason. It essentially is. It's just a stupid mistake that he didn't have to make whatsoever, and just wasted it on the brakes. So easily avoidable. Could have just tucked back in, gone again over the course of the next lap and a half. It has ruined not ruined Brian Holmes' race, but put him out of contention. It's ruined Jamie Ayres' chance for a win. It was just an avoidable mistake, but I suppose when the tensions are this high, things like that do happen. But even then, they are things you want to avoid. Here's Roger Morton and Arnaud Chagnon fighting over the AM lead. Chagnon finally giving him a challenge.
Yeah, he definitely is. Chagnon trying to get hold of Roger Morton. Don't forget, Chagnon has won 2 races this evening. Morton has won one race this evening as well. So whoever takes this will be either 2-2 or it's going to be 3-1 for Arnaud Chagnon. So let's see what happens. I am so confused on that move from Bremer. Like, I've known Ewan Bremer now for coming up 2 years, and that there is no way he should have come out in the draft. He went defensive and then gave himself such a send that I'm not even sure what he was expecting. But PVG is going to come over the line. PVG will take the victory with Tom Griffiths there as well. Ewan Bremer, I'm sorry, sir. That was just a crazy move.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't understand his thought process as such. I mean, again, this isn't personal. You know, we're not doing it because it's Ewan Bremer. We're doing it because it's a silly move. And I know that can be how it's perceived. Like, oh my God, you just go on and on about these incidences, about these drivers. Yeah, but we don't do it because it's that specific driver. We do it because obviously it's an incident that has now sort of encroached the racing standards and sort of cast a shadow over it. Unfortunately for Ewan Bremer, yes, it was a stupid move. In hindsight, I'm sure in hindsight he will look back and think, yeah, probably not great. Even in the moment, maybe he's gone to press the brake pedal and just thought, it's not making it. And you just sort of close your eyes and hope that you don't hit someone. So I'm sure he was going to rectify that mistake. It's an easy one to make. Again, we have all been there. So it's no hate to Ewan Bremer whatsoever. We're not calling him a bad driver. We're not calling him a dirty driver. Just in that moment, I think we and he know he could have done better.
Yeah, as I say, I've known Ewan Bremer 2 years. We've raced together over a series before I started getting into commentary. There's no way he's going to take it personally, but for me, he should have stayed in that draft. He should have stayed in that draft of Jamie Ayres and then covered off the inside. He went defensive so early. It was like watching a Jose Mourinho football team defend from the first minute. You know, he just parked the bus, and that was just ridiculous. You left the draft. You gave the draft to Holmes. You put yourself in that position yourself, and then you were late on the brakes. You missed your braking point because you were concentrating on what you've already done, trying to make up for the mistake. And then, as we know how it all turned out, it didn't go well for anyone. But Pete Van Gaal is the winner. Well done to Rhea. Well, you've had a win tonight, Rhea. Good job. Colin Sampson and David Ayres. And then Tom Griffiths in second. John Sylvester in third. Miles Owens fourth. Steve Hefford fifth. Brian Holmes in sixth. Jamie Ayres in seventh. Arnaud Chagnon in eighth place there as well. So great job from Arnaud Chagnon winning the AMS 3-1 over Roger Morton in second this evening. Ches Rizzo in 10th, Charles Kellerman in 11th, Dale Bennison rounding off the podium. That's 2 podiums, I believe, for Dale Bennison. I've got so much written on my sheet here. I'm trying to find out where it actually is. So a great job from 3 podiums, for Dale Bennison. Jason Addington, 13th. Ralph Cullen, 14th. Steve Hansford, 15th. Martin Sampson, Fiona Siddon, 16th and 17th. And then Darryl Wright at the end in 18th place. Then you've got Ewan Bremer down in 19th. That's going to batter me on the final race of the evening. Andy Littler and then Sat Alan Toon there as well. I'm just miffed that the quality of Bremer would make that mistake. Zach, I think that's the thing. You know, we know he's got quality, but then the consistency just isn't quite there. He'd had such a good night up until that point, you know, and then all of a sudden it just all went Pete Tong in race 4.
Yeah. And that's the thing with Ewan Bramer, the potential, that raw pace. To be fair, the same, I suppose, can be said about Miles Owens. John Sylvester is a little bit more refined. But for Miles Owens and for Ewan Bramer, they do need to sort of just, like tidy it up a little bit. It's a bit rough around the edges. Their pace and their knowledge and what they have shown to be able to do in terms of racecraft is, second to none. They are up there with the Tom Griffiths and the Daniel Hunts and those types of people. But they need to do it on a week-by-week basis. The difference between Ewan Bramer and Miles Owens and then the likes of Jamie Ayres and Tom Griffiths is the fact that Jamie Ayres and Tom Griffiths, obviously, right, they are going to have mistakes that seep through the cracks. They are not bulletproof. They are human. But on a general basis, 9 times out of 10, Tom Griffiths and Jamie Ayres will be quick on 3 of the 4 races across 10 of the 12 rounds. Ewan Bramer and Miles Owens, on the other hand, maybe they have 1 or 2 good races of an evening over the course of maybe 8 rounds or whatever it is. You can sort of get the scale I'm trying to picture here. They just need to be that bit more refined, showcase that pace and potential that we know they've got. Just do it for longer and keep that pace up and not necessarily succumb to the desperation side of things, because that, I think, is what it is. Late in the race, I'm in 4th place, I need to get onto the podium, send a move, boom, in a crash. They just need to think twice before they do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Fully agree there as well. Colin, what is going on? Great racing. We all sometimes get the red mist. This is true. Thanks for a broadcast. Taking my mind off the IVs. So I'm guessing you are in hospital. I hope you are okay, Colin. Please hit me up. Let me know you are. See you all next week. Fingers crossed. Well, I'll put you in the championship anyway, just in case you don't make it. But yeah, it's been an interesting night. I will get all of these scores totaled up before next week. So thank you so much to everybody that's joined in here as well. But I think, guys, that's going to wrap it off for tonight. From myself and Zach Sweeney up here in the booth as we return for the UK SimRacers round 1 at Twin Ring. It's been a pleasure having you here. It's take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you in oh no, I've got it wrong. We might
again, didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Yeah, from myself, I've been James Parfitt alongside Zach Sweeney. Take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.